All right, we're glad to have you back. According to the National Bureau of Statistics, Lagos State contributed 57% of the total value added tax, that's VAT, accrued to the Federation account in the year 2016. Now, that year, a bill seeking to accord the state special status was turned down by the Senate.
Now, the bill sponsored by Senator Oluremi Tinubu sought special recognition and reward for the state for its contribution to the economy of the country. Governor Kimi Ambode and many others have not abandoned the push to resuscitate the bill, which will make the federal government accord special status to Lagos State as a former federal capital and Nigeria's current commercial and financial capital in order to sustain its position as a driver of the nation's economic growth.
Will Lagos State be granted this special status anytime soon? All right, joining us now is the International Coordinator Concerned Human Rights Nigeria, Declan Ihekaire. Good morning and thanks for joining us.
Good morning.
Thank you so much.
Nice to see you.
Yeah.
Nice
All right,
to
well, it is on record that the lawmakers actually shut down this bill in 2016 or thereabouts, sponsored by Oluremi Tinubu, Senator Oluremi Tinubu. Do you share the belief that Lagos really does deserve a special status?
Yeah, thank you so much. I think at this point in time, Nigerians should begin to accept what is truth.
Which is?
And the truth is that Lagos is long overdue for special status. And I think a call for it is a genuine call. It's a call that should be devoid of ethnicity. It's a call that should be devoid of sentiments. It's a call that should be devoid of who is presenting it to the Senate. Because as at the time the bill was presented, most of the people that kicked against that bill saw the person who was presenting the bill, and they did not see the intent of that bill. What am I saying? They saw Oluremi Tinubu as a senator in the House, who happens to be a wife to a former governor of Lagos State. So if such bill is coming from such a person, some of them felt it's coming from a particular individual who has a special interest in the state. And that was a wrong total misconception. And at this point in time, we should begin to do what is realistic. And if we need Nigeria to move forward today, we should always say what is right. And I'm saying it today as a right activist that has traveled far and wide in this country. And I say it clearly that Lagos is long overdue for special status. We should not forget the fact that Lagos happens to be a federal capital territory in this country once. And when the federal capital territory was moved to Abuja, so many infrastructure that was left behind, the road network, the gigantic buildings were left unmanaged by the federal government.
More or less abandoned?
Abandoned. We could say they abandoned some infrastructure like the National Stadium and co. But the road networks were left out. And it is not the people in Abuja that applies those roads. It is the people that inhabit Lagos that apply those roads. And if those roads are not being managed by the federal government, who does? Who manages it?
Okay. Well, that is one aspect or one window to look at it, because another person will sit down and look at it from the window of the fact that all the federal infrastructures that were built in Lagos, Lagos inherited and is benefiting from, because originally many of the buildings, many of the roads would not have gotten to the level they were or they are if there was no federal might in building them in the first place. But let's look at it. Lagos contributes about 57% to the VAT and all of that. Why does it need a special status differently from other states that are also making huge contribution? We've been talking about oil. It's the mainstay of Nigeria, for instance. And if River State and all the Niger Delta states are not requesting for special status because they are the major contributor to Nigeria mainstay, why should Lagos be different?
Special status for a state in a federating unit goes beyond the fact that oil is being produced from a particular place. Okay. You look at the influx of people, management of the population. It's quite saddening when you hear that Lagos is 10 million by the census.
Which census was that? I mean, we
The
know that
last census.
right now is
the
about
last census.
20,
the last
20
census.
million,
They said it was 10 million.
more.
But I tell you here, as a right activist that would not tell lies, that will tell Nigerians the truth and the world the truth, that Lagos State has more than 40 million people. Every day, people troops in from every nook and cranny. Look at the distance between Lagos and Cotonou. They share border. People coming.
Yeah, but as people are coming in, people are also going.
Look, I want to tell you, when people come in, I'm telling you from what I know, people come in to benefit from what they feel is in Lagos State. And don't forget, the revenue sharing formula to Lagos State have not increased. And yet, you find out that the population coming into Lagos every day is benefiting from what Lagos State is managing. Now, you are making reference to other states. Rivers State, fine. Kano, fine. But the issue is this. What is the influx of people? What is the load of the people?
So what you're
on the
saying,
state?
what you're saying, in other words, that singular reason is enough to,
yes.
to earn Lagos that special status. Of course, the Economic Intelligence Unit and the World Bank came out with a report, a very troubling one at that Lagos is the third most unlivable city in the world.
Yes.
And of course, the fourth cheapest city,
Yes.
you know, in the world as well. So you would want to link this with the overburdened nature of Lagos.
Yes.
We're talking about 800 people coming to Lagos
Yes.
on a daily basis
Yes.
and actually stay.
Yes. See, the fact is this. I'm saying it clearly.
Yeah.
Lagos State have a peculiar issue and a peculiar problem. The land mass in Lagos is so small compared to Kano that shares almost the same population figure as being portrayed by the census department. But you find out that the small land mass it has more people occupying it. And if your land mass is small, you have more people occupying it, it tells on the infrastructure of such places. Look at the Papa Oshodi Express Road.
Yeah.
That road is a federal road. The money that would have been expended by the state government if that road was not a federal road by Lagos State to have managed other places, is being expended in those places. And what I'm saying in essence is this. Lagos deserves a special status. Economic-wise, Lagos have invested so much.
What will it gain from this special status?
Of course, it goes beyond Lagosians. Whatever Lagos is going to gain from the special status goes beyond indigenes of Lagos State. In Lagos State today, every tribe, both non-Nigerian and Nigerians, are inhabited in Lagos. So if Lagos State is granted special status, everybody in this nation will benefit. Don't forget, Lagos is a mini Nigeria. And that is why, if Lagos is good today,
Yeah.
it betters Nigeria. That is why we, the civil society, if we want to engage on any major protest, we target Lagos. Sorry. Because we believe strongly that if we hit Lagos, the commercial hub of the nation, and we destabilize it, automatically we have destabilized the whole nation. So in essence, the import of Lagos cannot be taken away. And so, if we really want to maintain that position, that yes, we have a commercial hub, Lagos should be given. It's just 1% of the revenue that is being asked for to make Lagos a better place. It's only a wicked nation that throws away its baby that is growing very well.
All right, let's look at it from the eyes of the law. If Lagos is going to be giving a special status, in the eyes of the law, in the eyes of the Constitution, where all states are equal, how will it be recognized from that perspective? No longer a state or what? Because the Constitution has to be altered before that is even recognized.
Thank you. Don't forget, New York was the capital of the United States of America.
Yeah.
Before it was moved to Washington,
D.C.
Today, New York has a special status. And that is the fact that the developmental projects in New York today still exists and still continues. Federal government has to make it clearly that, look, beyond sentiment, I've said it clearly, that fine, it's a federating unit. It's a federating unit and every state ought to be equal. But the fact is this, are we truly equal?
All right, let's leave it there. Declan Ihekhaire, our international coordinator concerned human rights, Nigeria. Of course, that debate, you can be sure, will continue as to whether Lagos deserves that special status or not. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
You're welcome.
Thank you.